sweet home. Now it's been about, I don't know, a long stretch, maybe 10 days since I've been here because I was on vacation. And I get really excited about that because A, that's long enough for things to be tossed around and some new things to start to pop up. B, if you remember from the last video, this section had a lot of moss and algae growing on it because the water had not been moving through quickly. You can see now with higher tide changes and we get much more water movement, it cleans all that algae out and I can really search the bottom of this little river here. One of my favorite things to do. Just picked up a little mini cobalt, probably an Noxema, yeah. I thought it was broken, but it happens to be intact and has great color to it. So I'm going to drop that one in the pocket. Now this was just a very random dig, and I seem to have popped out a spoon here. Kind of hoping it might be silver, but it looks like it might be silver plated. Copper or brass, yep. I'm not sure how old it is. There's probably a little hallmark there. There's a little design on the edge. But interesting that that was found right there, because it certainly does say do a little more digging. Well, now this is a little interesting piece. It's glass, it's hollow, it's open on both ends. And I have no idea what that is. Mystery piece number 1 for this week. Not sure how I spotted this little guy, but just the little edge of him was poking out. Perfume bottle, probably 30s or 40s. Well, again, I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here. Looks like it might be a foot or a base of something. There's definitely some design in it. It's metal. It'd just be something interesting to clean up. Little spot pulled me out of milk and magnesia and what looks like an old nail polish. Kind of, whoa, that was almost down and out fast. Nail polish, not old. I almost lost my milk and magnesia bottle, but I'll take this minus the fall. Well, I was initially annoyed that I just spent 10 minutes digging this milk out. And I was annoyed because I didn't see any embossing on it. But then I took a second look and although it's faint, there is some embossing. Not sure what it says. Borden's maybe. And since it's in really good shape, it's a keeper. Well, being that I couldn't get out much last week, and I wasn't even able to put out a video. Oh, look at this, as I'm talking, I see that very common circular pattern. We might have a wheat penny sitting right here. Yep. Look at that. That's a really good sign. Less than 10 seconds here. But again, you can see why that came out, because we got a good movement of water to create some wash and pick up some of these things like the stones that come out. But anyway, back what I was saying, I'm gonna try and press a lot of time this week because last week I didn't have enough video to even put a video together. So hopefully this week I'm gonna make up for it. It's like this little milk glass here, but this one I think I usually see and it's broken. Yep. So let's hope for some more coins maybe. As you can see, this area is just covered in broken pieces of pottery. But it's always something wild to see one with some color coming out and hopefully get some artwork on it. Although there's not much going on that one. Some of the bottles that I quickly see that might be more interesting to pull out and be surprised by are when I usually do a live video of it. And that's this particular bottle right here. I only saw the edge of it and I said, oh, let me see if anything surprises us with it. I don't see any embossing, but it's an amber. It's a cork top. I think it's an early machine made. Well, probably would have had a sticker right there. But it is keepable, no doubt. Looks in great shape. I did a short video clip of this amber bottle because it had some really nice bottle defects, and you can see where the line was there. When they manufactured this bottle, it certainly came out not perfect, which is always very cool. And I'm kind of on a little bit of a roll here because these are the first 4 or 5 scoops or places I looked at, and things are coming up that appear to be video worthy, which is the goal for this week, to get a lot of video in. Look at that tiny guy. The cork's still in it. Strange little bottle, probably held some medicine, I'm gonna guess. Excellent. Love that. Now, speaking of video, I think I got a pair of osprey. Look at her grabbing some material for her nest. I think I got a pair of osprey above me squawking away. Yeah. Look at those guys. Where'd you go? There you go. Oh, that just made me dizzy. Holy moly. Cool. A bit more of a rare find here than in other places. I don't usually find a bullet like this here. See the copper casing, and there's that a bullet still in there. Rare that I find these here, even though I found these quite a bit on the beach. Well, you can see I spotted a bottle, the bottom of a bottle here, which I like the way it looks. And since it's not giving me any movement, I'm guessing it's full, but I don't usually pull bottles out over here. So anytime I can potentially find a newer area with some stuff, it may open up a whole new area to dig. So let me work on this a little bit and see what that is. Well, as you can see, as I started to work around this bottle, which unfortunately has a chip in it, so it's not as exciting, but you can see we definitely have some extras popping out. This has some embossing on it, even though it's a twist off. That is a Vaseline cream, maybe. Cheese something, New York. Okay. I'm intrigued by it. I'm hoping that these are on the older side. Oh, it is a Vaseline trademark. Cheeseboro, New York. Chesterboro. That might be keepable. Hang out there a second. This piece, oh, maybe I can work it out. Oh, there we go. Interesting design on it. And it's a cork top, but machine made. And this is the one you said has a chip on the bottom. But I kind of fancy it. I might take you too. What's this guy telling me? Loose enough to pull it out. I like the bottom of it feel. And if we can keep in a early 1900s range here, it might be something interesting. To me, it's looking more like a food container, a storage container. Huh. I don't mind that either so much. I'm taking all three of them. And I'm going to continue searching here. See how things are starting to show up a little bit? Broken piece. I'm going to dig a little more right through here and work both ends. This just popped out, and I have pulled one or two of these out of here before, and I'm pretty sure this is a Ford valve stem cover off a Model T Ford. I'm pretty sure. I will double check it. But that is exactly what that looks like. The valve stem from the tire of a Model T Ford. I believe it's brass. Could be copper. And the only other thing I got were one of these old cool storage cups that were later used as glasses you would drink out of. And I almost ended this little segment and did one more sweep, and I got the top of something going on here. Just popped right out. I don't really see any designs on it, but the lid looks intact. And there's a little hole possibly for steam to come out. But I like that too. We got something coming out of here that looks a lot like uranium glass. And it's a really slim oh, what's that? Oh, that would have been cool. That's ceramic. But you see this uranium glass in there? Right now it feels stuck, which is good, because then there's more to it. So I'm going to be careful trying to pry this thing out. I'm not so sure that was uranium glass. It might just be green glass, but what a piece that would have been. Holy macaroni. The second piece there. I'm going to take it home anyway. Wow. Well, this event that just happened defies all logic. I was cleaning up all my most recent finds, and I had left a bunch of junk from a trip prior to this that I didn't even bother cleaning off yet. And if you're looking at that white piece there, I thought that was just some kind of like white dowel that was hollow in the middle. And as I pulled it out this time, I noticed the word Japan on it, and I can't believe what I mistaken this for and had no idea it's one of those little figurines. Look at that. I would have almost just junked this. See how I thought it was just that little dowel with the hole in it? That is a little man with a top hat. Holy moly. It's been about 6 months since I found one of these little figurines, and I had one and didn't even know it.
First good target of the day. Time in the water. hit a quarter, and then next to the quarter, got a 10 signal. And that's a little earring. Don't know if that's gold or not. Bringing up like it. Pretty cool. Something on the next to the edge. Very faint signal. It's beginning to happen, just digging everything. Not sure how to test the adjustable is. Just felt like a scoop. But you flip it over, clean as day. It's pretty clean, but the backing doesn't look that great. So, don't have high expectations, but it's beautiful anyway. Cool. Finally on the board with the ring. Coming up is 3. Had looks like this before. It turned out to be steel. 3 is pretty good. Not sure. Let's take a look. Score on the Jaguars, 2016. Let's see anything inside yet. Just wanted to show you a good example of when you attack a beach and it's a big beach. Where do you go? Well, you look for these discolored paths. These are deeper sections, washaways, lower areas. Instead of hitting the entire beach, kind of look for areas like this. Hit them. If they're developing targets, keep hitting them. This is where I just picked up that small ring.
Well, after tackling one of my older spots that is really starting to be taken over by the high tide again, didn't pull out anything significant except for this last minute little bottle stopper. And I love these things. And it makes a short little trip worth it. It came right out of the mud there. Got an interesting dowel type piece sticking out here. It's broken. It might have been an old towel rod. Funny what it's made of. Got a few pieces starting to show themselves up. Got a great wash here. You can see all the stones that came out. What's that yellow thing over there? Let's go take a look. Or green, or yellow. Huh. I wonder what that would have been. Some great color on that. Can't punch that through, but I will. And just because that looks interesting enough to check out, I'll take that home and clean it up. Anything else popping out? We have 2 bottles of interest here. What I'm seeing here, I believe, is a Noxzema, but it looks, oh, never mind. It is. Popped right out of there. Nice dark colored Noxzema, which are great bottles, but I do have a dime a dozen. Gotta say, I do like the blue though. And something a bit more fascinating here. There's a crack in it. There is a crack, but this looks like an Easy Seal Atlas. And it is. Of course, I just read that on there too. It's got a little chip up top, but I think this is an older one. It's got some embossing in the bottom too. Atlas. Trademark registered. Wow, I wish this was in better shape. Could have been. But having a bit more age to it, I believe. Yeah, see, there's a crack right there. I'm gonna take it home anyway. Nice. There's the crack. Rats. All right, let's bring it home. Well, after a few seconds of panicking because I thought I lost my phone, I just put it in a different pocket. But I pulled out another cobalt blue. I like these guys. No embossing. But heading towards the earlier 1930s possibly. Oh, there's a Bromo Seltzer embossing in the bottom and the heel. Might be looking at a tiny amber here, which appears to be pretty wedged in. You see that? It's the lip right there. Seems like a cork top. I'm gonna say it's not that big. I might be able to get a spoke in. I'm not feeling an indentation there, so I'm not gonna try and dig into that. I'm gonna pull a few pieces out underneath it, or on top of it, and loosen up around it. There's a lot of glass around it too. That usually needs to come out. Oh, it's loose. Boom. No embossing. You don't have a skull and crossbones on you, do you? No. Right. I like these. They're just no frills. Well, we have a nice little runoff here. And something that caught my eye very quickly was right here. And I'm not really sure what that is. Looks like it might be a pencil sharpener. Huh. That's interesting. With this kind of wash, you do have to hang a little bit and really search around because things will pop that you don't normally see right away. I always have trouble not taking home the birds when you get a piece of blue willow with them on there. So I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna do a much closer search on all this wash. Got a few bottles that have been pulled out already. This is sometimes when the marbles pop out too, out of nowhere. There's something interesting right over here. Climb up a little bit and see what you are. Bottom of something. It's got a little floral design. Huh. found one of these before. I'm still not so sure what it is. Could just be a half a container. All right, I'm back to another area they're plowing out by my actual house. And I found the top of a blob top bottle, which is a great sign, because you might have an older section. And as I took a few more steps, there's definitely something sitting right here. I love the top of it. You can see it might be another blob top. I just have no idea if it's fully intact. Now, again, I'm really close to my home. I didn't bring any of my digging supplies. Uh-oh. It is a blob top. And it looks intact. Holy moly. Oh, this is a not to be sold, I believe. This does have some history to it. This goes into the 1800s. Registered. This bottle not to be sold. I don't see any other embossing on it, but this is a great bottle. Holy moly. I'm glad I took a walk. This thing's 140, 150 years old. Oh, there's some embossing on the bottom. Great. I'm not sure what it says, but I'll clean that up. Excellent. Got another one here. It's definitely not as old. It's a screw top, but it might be. It might be an olive oil. That could be 40s, 30s, maybe. It's interesting enough. I like how narrow it is. This just might be one of my best trips where I never thought I was actually going to get anything. What's going on here? All right, it's a cobalt blue. It's a twist off, but I like it. You can see this is broken, but I like the age of it looking. Sure enough, that's on the older side. I wish that wasn't broken. Jeez Louise, broken. It says junk. Well, it's not over. That's an awesome cork top. It's right here. You right there. Something else? Oh, a little grainy. What else you got for me? This might be something awesome. I think I got an inkwell, but an older one, because I see some bubbles in it. Jackpot.